So, in conclusion, from what I've found through my research, is that it comes down to the parents getting those resources to their children, and also uh, remembering that those siblings, it's almost like having a disability. Being a sibling of an individual with a disability, you know, you are a normal person, but your life is very different. Like you are a person with a disability. Your childhood is not the typical childhood of children who don't have siblings with disabilities. Your teen years, your adult years, they're very different. I can tell you, that from my own life, you deal with different emotions, different stressors, um, and you grow up with a whole different type of psychological base because of having a sibling with a disability. Um, I know that I don't think there's enough awareness out there for services for siblings with disabilities. I didn't know of any of these organizations like the Sibling Support Project or the um, National Leadership Network. I wasn't, my parents didn't give me any books to read about, kids who have a sibling. Um, with a disability. I didn't have any support groups there, talk to any other kids about, what their lives are like, with having a brother or sister with a disability. And I think it's very important that they have these and that they're out there because um, they do grow up with very different lifestyles. The advocate groups help, mainstreaming helps. It helps to a point. It can help with understanding age and maturity. It helps as well, but it can be very difficult. A lot of people will never come to accept that this is their life. They always want having that normal life because they are normal. And I think this is one thing that goes along with disabilities is what it does to the families and not just to parents but to siblings. Because that is the longest lasting relationship that both of those siblings will have in their lives. Um, and I think it's a big deal, and it's something to strongly consider when you think about disabilities, not just what they go through or what their parents go through, but what are their siblings going through, um, because that's a big part of disabilities. A lot of kids who have a brother or sister with a disability go through a lot of the same stigmas that their sibling goes through as well. The society, labels them as being disabled as well because that is their sibling. Um, and I think people don't realize that, and they need to, um, nationally and internationally, because they do experience a lot of the same stigmas that an individual with a disability experiences. And they grow up with a very different lifestyle than a normal person, even though they're normal. Um, and I think it's very important to make sure we have resources and services for those kids so that they can, grow up with having some kind of normalcy um, in their lives.